Okay, so I'm going to be going over my main tank for trials build. This is a DK Redguard. I've tanked every veteran trial in the game on this, including Dreadseal. Broadly, this is the attribute layout. You can play a little bit with magic and stamina depending on the preference for the pool size you want. I find that's about right for me. Occasionally a bit low on magic, but so it just depends on your preference. And this is you want to be aiming for about 37k on the health, so that if you get a warden buff, puts you above 40k, 10% extra for minor toughness. And that's including the food buff, so I use jewels in this room, max health, recoveries, and the Atranak. So you'll see my recovery there is 1300 on mag, 900 on stam, and resistance before major and minor resolve is 24,400. So that when we hit those, vigor and spiked armor, 33,300. So ever slightly over the cap on the front bar, sword and board bar. Quickly go over the gear. So I'm wearing pearlescent and turn and tide. It's backbarred with the ice staff for turn and tide, so you only need that. You can block on the ice bar, and then it carries the buff over to the front to do the turn and tide proc, which gives us a free front bar set, so you can swap any of the masters or Vatshran or Asylum sword and board in there, or whatever, more pieces of turn and tide, whatever you prefer, and then monster set. So right now, Nazaray, so classic main tank setup, pearlescent, Nazaray, and turn and tide. So I'm actually running one piece medium on the arms, shoulders, 6 heavy. Trait wise, you'll see there's a bit of a mix because I've got some pieces of pearlescent perfected that I've picked up and I've kept them as they are. But what you're aiming for is obviously you want to reinforce the big pieces because that's where you get the most bang for your buck on reinforced. And then get yourself up to 24k unbuffed with your armor, no matter how you do it, including champion styles. So obviously I'm a Redguard, so I don't have the node resistance, so if I use some more champion styles. But once you hit 24k unbuffed, you can then start to use a mixture of sturdy on the smaller pieces, divines to buff your Atranak a bit more, maybe even well fitted. So this girdle came in well fitted and I've kept it like that. And these pants came in sturdy, so I've kept them and I've reinforced the boots. Jewelry is infused, prismatic, cost reduction, enchants. One harmony is a good shout as well because you get a lot of synergies in trials that will really help you with your sustain if you need it. And then mix the enchants generally go with health, but if you find you've got too much health, you're going over the 40k mark, then you can use tri-stats to lower that and put them into the other pools. We don't need too many of those. Back bar infused crusher enchant, pretty straightforward. And front bar, again, so in this case it's reinforced on the shield to get me to cap, and a decisive mace to generate more ultimate. One-hander, doesn't matter what it is. I have got crusher enchant on there for a backup, but I tend to run poisons on here, so maiming poisons further reduce the target's physical resistance and buff your own, so that'll put us over cap if that procs, but then that means I can drop something by mistake. this can be defending if you find your resistance is a bit lower somewhere else, but other good options are powered. So another good option to go there, buff your healing. Champion points. Tend to go for the food and the potion one and the movement one in there, and since we're picking up key treasure hunter, and then in here it's all the defensive stars, so because that's all you got to do. Ironclad, enduring resolve, unassailable, and if you're at cap for resistance you can go duelist rebuff. I'm not, so I'll go for bulwark. And then you obviously want these things maxed out for increasing status effects applications. Nothing else really matters. And then red tree again, so I've got this star, so if you're at cap without it you can put it somewhere else, health, whatever. But I'm actually running the bastion to increase the effectiveness of my shields, because I do use a few shields on this, and these two blocking stars, so increases the extra 10% damage reduction when blocking with a shield, and this is pretty standard. It just increases your block mitigation by 20% all over. Less good when you're needing to run, but it's still there, so still useful. There are other ways you can go with this, but that's pretty standard. So what really matters, because we're not wearing any sets which really give us anything, that's all for the group. It's given us major vulnerability when we proc turn and tide, health, stamina, and more health. Extends major vulnerability when we use our ultimate. Pearlescent gives us minor aegis, that's really nice, and a little bit of extra healing taken. And we'll buff our group weapon damage further, and obviously gives us that nice defensive bonus if we are one of the last ones standing, or for some of the people who are last ones standing, so that's pretty handy. So really it is all in the abilities. So the way I've got my bar set up: defensive sword and board bar, vigor, which is one of our buffs, and a heal over time, spiked armor, which is a shield, major resolve. So you've got to keep those up at all times, we do not let them drop. I've got chains on this bar so that I can chains things in, pull them into the group, and the shield ability. So you've got resolve, vigor, unrelenting grip, hardened armor, defensive stance. So this is pretty just slotted on the bar really for the extra mitigation and damage reduction, but a block cost reduction. Is a nice extra shield, so if you notice, if I do both of those, huge shield, 20k shield, doubles our health, and then obviously PS armor for taunting and debuff and stuff. Got revive and barrier on here, so this gives us magic return due to the passive. Magic aid, extra 10%, and it's on my stamina shield blocking bar. So when I'm blocking using a stamina, I'm regenerating magic on the back bar. Other bar is my more bursty heal. You'd think I know how to navigate this after this long for playing. Green Dragon Blood. Works the same, basically like popping a potion, in terms of boosting healing, and then I've got another heal, burning embers, so you can run in and put burning embers on a bunch of things. It gives you healing over time. My range taunt, can use the untaunted one, untaunted, but this is a magic one, and it puts major maim on things, so you've got to stamina taunt on this bar and magic. So if you are out of one, you can still taunt. And then these are flex spots. I'll come back to these in a second. And do have magma shell on as my oh shit button. You could put war on here. You can swap barrier for magma. It just depends what you feel like you need. Obviously on a DK, magma is fantastic to keep yourself alive. So this is crowd control, burning talons, and I've got stone giant here, which is mainly spammable, but the main purpose of it is to proc Mountain's Blessing on the group and give them minor brutality, which is a buff that only DKs can give the group. So it's an extra 10% damage for everyone. So gotta have something from this tree on there. So, you know, it can either be Cinderstorm if you're trying to keep yourself alive more, or if you're expected to self-sustain in a fight, put Cinderstorm on. If you need more shielding, if you're going to be in a fight where you need more shielding, this is a great one to put on instead. It shields you and the group. It's good if you're off tanking, you can be spamming this and off shielding the group. Igneous weapons needs discussion because it means everybody's got to take major brutality off the bar, so don't normally use that. And if in doubt, just use Stone Giant. Debuffs the boss a little bit, stagger, and you can just spam it, stamina. Now for like say what we tend to do is buffing on the bar. I'm going to be spending a lot of time blocking on. And then when you're out of stamina or you're low on stamina, what do you do about that? Well, you either heavy attack, we drop a potion, or we switch bars to the ice bar and block for a little bit on that once we regen our stamina. And same for the magicka. So, you know, if we use a lot of our magicka on this bar and then flip back over to the stamina one, you've got to remember to go to the ice bar to do heavy attacks to get your magic back. And if we do that, everything should be fine. And the only thing that's going to kill me is running out of resources or missing a block. So we're buffing up and getting out of the thing that drains our magic. Wait for him to attack, heavy attack. Wait for him to attack, heavy attack. Keep him taunted. Keep him debuffed. Put our hots on. Turn tide. Just happens anyway. Get out of that. Heavy attack. Attack. Heavy attack. Don't have to wait for the buffs to run out. Switch bars, heavy attack. Ah, I missed one. Dummy.